Hi beautiful people, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you in my little corner of YouTube where we speak all things adulting, faith, and lifestyle. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That red button must turn gray. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you enjoyed about today's video and what other videos you'd like to see. Share this with anybody and everybody who you think might need it. And last but not least, hit those notification bells so that you do not miss another video. So without wasting any more time, let us get straight into today's video. So today's episode of Vlogmas is a sit down. So we're a few weeks away from 2023 and time has flown, guys. Guys, where is time rushing to? Like, the time is rushing, but we don't know where it's rushing to. Like, waar gaan jy? I don't understand. But time has flown and we are a few weeks away from the new year, and I definitely think it's time to start preparing for the new year. I personally have started preparing for the new year, and I wanted to just share some of the things that I've been doing. So some of the sit downs going forward will be about, preparing for the new year. I think it's very important to start the year off on the right foot and to set up your year for success from the month before the year starts. Don't wake up in January or the second week of January and, like, you'll still be fine, but like, you could start now, preparation, because if you fail to prepare well, you're in a bit of trouble, right? So let's take a step back. Earlier this year, I uploaded a video in January, actually, of this year. I uploaded a video where I was speaking about how to set goals that you'll actually keep. And the tips that I shared in that video, I still think are incredible. I still think they're very relevant and, very helpful, right? But as I evolve, I realize that some of the things that I need to put in place need to evolve as well, right? I can't keep drawing with a pink crayon when it's time to, use a stylus on an iPad type of situation. So I think those principles still remain and they're still very relevant, but I want to share the little updates and little tweaks that I've made to them thus far, and how I am setting my goals for 2023. Now, before I get into the meat of what I'm doing or how I'm setting my goals, I want to remind you of one thing. Setting goals allows you to be in a position where you are able to kind of control. Yes, God is the ultimate controller, but kind of control, the direction of your life, to put you in a position where you can actually have an influence on the life that you want to live. If there is a specific goal that you want to hit, or if there is a specific destination rather that you want to reach, you need to set a goal to get there. You can't say you want to go to America, but then you don't buy a flight ticket and you don't save to go to America. You understand? So you need goals in place to get to where you want to be. You need goals in place to live the life that you want to live, or to create the life that you want to create, or to be the person that you want to be. One of my very, very early videos on my YouTube channel was speaking about how you don't find yourself, you create yourself. Now you need to set goals that allow you to create the person that you want to be. If you want to be a reader, don't just wake up and sit and twiddle your thumbs or play piano, open a book and read. You know what I mean? So goal setting allows you to be in a position where you are able to create the life that you want to live. Obviously, like I said, with God being the ultimate, final author of our lives, but you have some sort of direction as to where you want to go. So the first thing I think is very important is for you to identify the aspects that you want to focus on in the coming year. So in the past, the mistake I made was to create a list of 20 aspects that I want to focus on. Listen, I want to lose weight. I want to do this. I want to get a job. I want to do my MBA. I want to thrive at work. Hold up. Take a step back. Focus on just a few priority key factors that you want to look at for that year, that you want to focus on for that year. You can't do everything, because then you're going to reach the end of the year, and yes, you would have, reached some of your goals, but you're going to beat yourself up for the ones that you didn't, and it's simply because you didn't have the capacity to do that. So you're not superhuman. You are just human, choose the ones that are of priority to you and run with that. So for me in 2023, because I realized I'm not superhuman, I will be focusing on relationships, so that being my family and friendships. because I think that was an area that I didn't get to focus on too much this year. I'll be focusing on my finances. This is going to be a continuous one every single year. I'll be focusing on my career because I'm really trying to climb that corporate ladder, honey. I'm really trying to climb that corporate ladder, and I think I'm doing well thus far, so it's going to continue being a priority for me. Faith is another one that I think I've started picking up on later on in the year, but at the beginning of the year, I really was not focusing on it as much, so this is definitely high priority for me. And obviously the usual personal development, because you need to continue improving yourself every single day. Like every single day is a chance to be a better person or a better version of yourself. So obviously personal development will be on that list as well. For some of you, it might be academics. For some of you, it might be weight loss. For some of you, it might be health. I mean, health is obviously always going to be a priority, but like it's not at the top as in when I'm setting goals, but I will always have health at the at the back of my head, focusing on what I'm eating. Those are things that I'm already doing. So I don't think it's something that I need to, it won't be stretching me, basically. I'll speak about that a bit later, the stretching part. But yeah, so identify the areas that you want to focus on. And after identifying those areas, actually set goals for those specific areas. If you want to focus on your career, to be promoted to a senior, whatever, by this time, if you want to focus on academics, to complete my honors degree by the end of the year, so set actual goals that you'll be able to measure after you've identified the areas that you want to focus on. After you've set the goals that you want to focus on, find out why. Like, sit with yourself. That's why I say, like, you can't just jump and do this in the middle of January. Like, you have to, a lot of thought goes into this. Sit with yourself and figure out why those are goals for you. Why is it important for you to finish your honors? Will it improve your quality of living? Will it improve the quality of, the lives of the people around you? Will it help you make an impact in this world? Will it help you improve yourself? Find out the why of why you want to achieve those goals. Because if you don't know the why, by June, you're going to be steady chilling and you would have forgotten, and you're not going to be phased because you didn't actually have a significant why as to why you wanted. I'm saying why a lot, as to why you wanted to achieve that specific goal. So keep that in mind as well, because if you don't know your why do you want to go to America? Did you get a job there? If you got a job there, great. Now, how is that job going to, improve your life? How is it going to, help you make an impact in this world? How is it going to help you fulfill your purpose in this world? So figure out the why for the goals that you want to have, because aimless goals, like, that's all I'm going to say. So once you have figured out what your goals are and why you want to achieve them, you want to then look at each of your goals and break them down into smaller steps. For me, I find it very overwhelming to say, hey, I want to lose 20 kgs this year. And then what? Hey, I want to save 10K, rand this year. And then what? So you need actionable steps that you're able to take in order for you to reach those goals. For example, if you want to save 10,000 Rand this year, break it down into monthly installments of 833 or whatever it is. Whatever, just under 850 Rand a month for you to get to that goal, right? If you want to lose 10 kgs, what are you going to eat? Maybe see a dietitian in January of 2023. Then get a gym buddy or get a gym membership. Whatever, like sleep properly, get into a proper routine. If those are the steps you need for you to reach your goal, write them down clearly. Take your time with this. And literally, when I say take your time, guys, I really mean take your time with this, because you're going to miss a step and then you're going to find yourself at the end of the year not realizing why you didn't achieve that goal, because according to your list, you've reached all the small goals that you thought, or small steps rather, that you thought you needed to achieve to get to that goal. But then there might have been a significant step that you left out. That's why I'm saying, like, take your time. Even consult with people. If people who are fitness bunnies, DM them and be like, listen, I want to do this in 2023. How would you recommend I go about it? consult with people, do your research. The internet is my playground. Literally, anybody who knows me knows. I don't know anything, I don't know how to do anything. Google. Go and take your time by breaking down your steps or your goals into smaller steps that are biteable size. Like, let them be. Goals are very overwhelming, guys, and I know we want to take over the world, but you can't take over the world just by snapping your finger. You actually need to take steps to take over the world, you know. That's just an example. I don't want to take over the world, but you guys know what I mean. So break down your goals into actionable steps that you can measure as well, because these will also help you keep track of your goals and to keep track of whether you are on the right track. I'm repeating words a lot in this video and I don't know how I feel about it. But anyway, by breaking these steps or these goals into smaller steps, you're also able to set deadlines. This is, you know, the next thing that I wanted to touch on, but to set deadlines for these small goals. So these small goals, if you say you want to lose 10 kgs by the end of 2023, by March 2023, I should have seen a dietitian. By June 2023, I should have seen, I should have lost 5 kgs. By August 2023, I should have, you know, started documenting my journey on TikTok, for example. I'm just making examples. Because if you don't set those deadlines, you're going to wake up in November next year with 10 kgs to lose that you haven't started on, and then it's awkward to try and lose that before the new year, and then what? And then you're sitting with a goal that you didn't, you know, even achieve. And if you're like me, who is very hard on myself, then you start beating yourself up about it. So set deadlines for those small goals and make those small steps rather, and make those steps, you know, realistic. You know, don't buy a car. Okay, I can't just go to the dealership and say, hello, save up for a deposit. See your, shop around for insurance. You do research on how much the maintenance is going to cost. All of those things. And then you can go and buy a car. See a sales rep. Help, chat to the sales rep about your best options. And then you can, talk to your bank and see what interest rates they can give you. Those are the small actionable steps that you can say, I take this off on this date. By December, I'll have this. Okay, you don't have to reach all your side note. You don't have to reach all your goals by December. You can, some of your goals could have been reached by February, just saying. So our timelines are different. I'm just saying set deadlines for the small steps that you need to take in order for you to reach your goals. Now, the one thing that I definitely learned this year, which I wish I knew sooner, was figuring out what the next steps are after you have reached your goal. You saved 10,000 Rand. Now what? Are you investing it in a tax-free savings account? Are you taking yourself out on holiday? Are you buying furniture for your house? What are you doing with the money? Like, what are you doing with that achieved goal? You lost 10 kgs. Are you maintaining those 10 kgs? Are you losing another 10 kgs? Are you helping other people lose 10 kgs? Like, what are you doing after you've achieved that goal? Because I find that, like, it's like running. I'm currently reading the Atomic Habits book by James Clear, and he said something about the reason why a lot of people fall back into like bad habits or whatever is because after they've reached a certain goal, they don't know what to do or they don't continue. For example, if you're running a marathon, you train for that marathon. You know, the training is the small steps. So you train for that marathon, you finish the marathon, and then you stop training because you've reached that goal. You know what I mean? So find out why or what to do or what your next steps are after you've reached that goal. I think that's very important and something I wish I knew earlier, because what do I do? I bought a house and then what? What are my next steps? I need to furnish the house. I need to, let my brother stay here if he doesn't have a place. Like, you need to know what your next steps are so that you actually know what you're working towards, because buying a pair of shoes or having a goal to buy a new pair of sneakers, what are you going to do? Are they going to collect dust in your wardrobe? Are you going to wear them? Are you going to donate them to charity? Like, what are your next steps after you have reached that goal? So another thing that I have been focusing on this year is figuring out how to track my progress, right? So for the longest time, I would just write my goals down, and then I'll come back to them here and there throughout the day and be like, oh yeah, I did that, check. And it wasn't something that was dynamic that I could continuously, check off my list, or something digital that I have as well. So I'm a pen and paper type of girl. If you know me, I'm a pen and paper type of girl. However, once I have written down my goals on paper, I need to transfer them to my phone, because I always have my phone with me. So if I run okay, I'm not allowed to run, but if I walk 5Ks today to get to a goal of walking 70Ks in a month, then I know that I can tick it off on my phone as soon as I'm done with it, not have to wait for my goal notebook at home. I'm going to forget. So you need to find a way to track your progress. There are so many tools that you can use. You can use an Excel spreadsheet. You can use a Gantt chart where you have your deadlines for your smaller steps. You can check that out on Microsoft. You can use tools like Notion. A lot of influencers that I follow actually use Notion for their goal setting. You can use a Trello board. A Trello board helps you, do a whole Kanban style type of, little goal thing, situation going on. So there are so many tools that you can use that are dynamic, that you can have literally at the tip of your hands on your phone, because yes, like I said, I'm a notepad and pen type of girl, but sometimes if you need something dynamic for you to be able to track your progress as it goes, you definitely need something a bit more digital as well. So before I close, I want to speak on something that is very important for me, something that I never used to be too intentional about. Your goals need to stretch you. Don't say you want to lose 5 kgs if you already know that you've lost 2.5 kgs. Losing another 2.5 kgs is nothing. Don't say you want to get a promotion when you know that you've already had those conversations with people and you know you're getting promoted. Like, your goal needs to stretch you. It needs to improve you. It needs to make you work. Because if you're not going to work for those goals and you know that they're automatically going to happen, then you're wasting your time setting goals. Like, rather just, like, just leave it. So, set goals that are going to stretch you. Set goals that are going to challenge you. Set goals that are going to push you to wake up and get out of bed and be a better person, not things that are just going to happen. If you have a goal to improve your relationship with your family and you already call them 5 times a week, how is that stretching you? So have stretch goals. I think just be very mindful of this, because this is something I used to ignore. Even when I was setting career goals, earlier this year I had a chat with my career coach, and she was telling me, these goals are great and stuff, but Rory, you're already halfway to you achieving these goals. How are they stretching you? Because you're going to achieve them by default anyway, because you've already started. So definitely be mindful of that. Your goals need to stretch you. Your goals need to challenge you, because nothing good ever came easy anyway. So if it was going to happen anyway, I don't think it's a goal. I'm just saying. So in closing, to touch on something that I think I touched on earlier on in the video, remember to include God in your goals. Include him from the beginning, because at the end of the day, he's the one that gives you the direction and the clarity that you need. When you are tired, he's the one that carries you to reach those goals. He's the one that gives you the strength to acquire whatever goal or to achieve whatever goal you want to achieve. So remember to include God at the center, or from the beginning, center, and end of your goal setting, and of your journey to achieving your goals as well. I think at the end of the day, he is at the center of everything that we do, or should be at the center of everything that we do. And if you don't include him, it gets a bit tricky. So yeah, with that, we've reached the end of today's video. I hope it helped. I hope it got your mind thinking, and I hope it got you gearing up for the upcoming year, because 2023 we are focusing on ourselves. 2023 is 2020 me, and I'll touch on that in another video that I've already scripted for. But 2023 is 2020 me, should be 2020 you as well. So set goals that, yes, will help other people, but they need to help you. You need to focus on you in 2023. You need to focus on your growth and, glowing and growing and all of that stuff for you. So remember, 2023 is 2020 me. And that's that on that period. So we've reached the end of today's video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share this with anybody and everybody who you think might need it. I think this is a very important video to share with your circle. And with that, with so much love and so much light from me to you, have an amazing rest of the day. Stay safe and God bless. Bye, guys.